Coming up today on This Is True Really News, Flathead Beacon Police Blotter.
Finally, a return to normalcy.
If you like that kind of stuff, please like, subscribe, and follow This Is True Really News. And if you find a story you think we'd get a kick out of or like to share with somebody, please send it over to titr@netradio.network.
Wow.
I know, right?
Concise, to the point.
It's a whole new me.
What'd you do with my Scott? Aliens!
Keep him there!
This is True Really News with Scott Combs and Tony Vercanis. All the news you're about to hear is true.
Really?
As far as you know.
Please send more replacements.
Mm-hmm.
Fresno, California, a man is going to prison for running a cow dung to green energy scheme that authorities say was no green energy, just a lot of manure. 66-year-old Ray Porter of Portersville. Oh, Ray Brewer of Porterville. Sorry, okay. I got all excited there for a minute.
Well, when you said Porter, I went steak?
Was sentenced to 6 years and 9 months in federal prison in a years-long scam that bilked investors of about $8.75 million.
Wow.
At least that's what the U.S. Attorney's Office thinks. Brewer ran the scheme from 2014 through 2019, in which he claimed to be building anaerobic digesters at dairies in California's Fresno, Kern, King, and Tulare counties, and in Idaho.
Okay.
Anaerobic digesters, quote, use microorganisms to break down biodegradable material and turn it into methane. That can be sold, and that also provide the producers, that's not right, with renewable energy credits for producing green energy, the statement said. Brewer, right from the top, it sounds like a load of... Brewer told investigators he would turn cow poo into methane while they would receive 66% of net profits and tax incentives, according to federal prosecutors. I thought methane was a problem. I thought all those bovine burps and cow farts were a problem.
Mm-hmm.
We're a weird species.
They're utterly offset by everything green in the country around them.
Thank you. Brewer took investors on tours of dairies where he allegedly planned to build the digesters. Tummy's rumbling, and claimed to have raised millions of dollars for the work. He sent them forged lease agreements with dairy owners, fake loan agreements with banks, phony contracts with multinational companies, and bogus pictures of the machines under construction, the prosecutors say. Wow. Well, I suppose, for 8.75, you got to do something. The investors' money went into several bank accounts, and Brewer spent it on himself. He bought land, a custom home, a new Dodge Ram pickup.
With $8 million, you can do something better than a Dodge Ram pickup.
Well, you don't want to be, conspicuous. I think maybe the land and the home probably fix that.
Yeah.
He also kept his investors up to date on the non-existent construction with fake schedules, invoices, power generation reports, and pictures. Brewer also refunded money to some investors. Of course, he was using money he obtained from other investors. When the folks who coughed up the money found out they had been bilked, some won lawsuits against him. But Brewer moved off to Sheridan, Montana, and assumed a new identity before he was finally found out and arrested.
Selling horse manure for energy production.
That he was going to turn into methane.
Yes.
Hey, when you got a good idea, milk it.
Do it over and over again.
Not bilk it. Don't bilk.
Just rinse and repeat.
That's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Flathead Beacon Police Blotter. 6:20 a.m.
I have to get prepared. Please. Quiet my spirit. Go ahead.
6:20 a.m.
Hang on. All of you, quiet in there. Okay.
2 cows were hanging out on the highway near Big Fork.
Were they making methane?
And someone was concerned they would get smoked. At that point, they'd make some gases, I'm certain.
It would get smoked.
Yeah.
Like as in a really big, like, cooking device?
Well, I was thinking more of rolling papers.
Because we had an entire pig for Kara's graduation.
We could use a bed sheet and roll it up and then smoke the cow.
I blame it on my wife for saving that poor pig. Well, not saving the pig, but saving the pig for the party.
Yeah.
She and Jake were talking, and it'd take about 30 hours. So to have it ready in time before the party, you'd probably want to start that about, I don't know, 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
Yep. 5 o'clock tomorrow. 5 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
It was delicious. Oh, and Kara sends her apologies.
For what?
She actually meant to invite you guys.
Oh.
And I said, is this revenge for that phone thing way back when?
Share with people. Tell everybody.
I don't even remember the story. All I remember is somehow or another you insinuated that my daughter was a hairy beast and my dog
and I
wasn't.
left it on a message on the phone.
Yep, he did. And I'm listening to the message and my daughter's there. And at the very end, he said, hey, goodbye, see you later. And say goodbye to that big hairy beast. And Kara, too.
No, and Shadow, too.
And Shadow, too. That was it.
Right.
Yeah, and Shadow, too. Shadow was the dog.
Being the big, beautiful beast that you are.
That's
Shadow,
it.
too.
And so she immediately picked up the phone, called Scott. She got your voicemail, right?
She got voicemail.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
Because it was after 5. He was gone.
Yeah.
Calls voicemail and leaves this. Scott,
Yeah.
I'll call back when I have something. Hangs up the phone.
So Tony gets to work.
I get to work the next morning. I can hardly wait. And he just looked at me and goes, tell Kara a nice one. This was, shall we say, what, 25 years ago?
More. It was at Net Radio.
It has scarred my daughter.
You would have think that my telling her I'd seen her naked had scarred her enough.
Oh, that's already, I mean, she's already scarred by that. That's why I'm pretty sure she's putting all those tattoos all over.
It was so funny because she was, what, 18, 19?
Yep.
Fun, nice way to talk to a guy who's
She was trying to smart off to Scott, and Scott looked at her and said, that's how you talk to someone who's seen you naked? And my 18-year-old about melted into a puddle. Well, now my 18-year-old is 40.
Yeah.
And she was, Dad, I forgot to invite the Combs. I didn't send one to Scott. Then she thought for a minute. Okay, tell him it's all my fault. It's for that phone thing.
Okay, well, then it's not for the naked thing. We can go back to the well.
You can use
10
those over
a.m.
and over.
A free-range cow killed a neighbor's chicken. And then it probably released some methane.
You know what? I have seen the commercials. I get it.
Eat more chicken.
Yep.
11:20.
Cows can't spell for a darn, though.
11:22 a.m. 4 alpacas traveled through someone's yard in Columbia Falls.
Why does that sound like the start to a joke?
Right. And because I can just hear the dispatcher saying, okay, we'll send someone out to look at it as soon as we can.
Listen, anybody bored want to go see 4 alpacas wandering through a field?
11:38 a.m. The 4 alpacas, 3 adults and 1 baby, were still
the
wandering
police
through
office.
the neighborhood.
Oh, sorry.
No, they were still wandering through the neighborhood.
That maybe they were being harassed by neighbors who were calling the cops.
16 minutes later. I mean, it was just... You guys haven't rounded.
Alpacas just don't meander that fast. Leave them be.
Yeah.
Give them at least a half hour. Come on.
12:56 p.m.
Oh, no.
2 horses were headed towards the highway.
Sounds like another joke.
Yeah, exactly. So all that was going on was the fauna of the area were indiscriminately out and about. That's worth a call to 911.
You know, they know where those calls come from, right?
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
Well, it's probably the same people. My guess is...
I'm guessing all of the calls you get are like 4 people.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just crazy.
And the one just happened on the alpacas to make it original.
Mm-hmm. Gang of alpacas roaming the streets at night.
4 alpacas and 2 horses were in a field.
Spitting on people.
Okay, tell me the rest.
Creating methane.
24-year-old Natalia Harrell was arrested in July in Miami for allegedly shooting and killing Gladys Yvette Borchella.
Wow, that's not funny at all.
No, the 24-year-old shot the 28-year-old as they rode in an Uber. I'm sure the driver was pleased.
Right? I feel safe. Sure, I'll take you wherever you want to go.
So since last summer, she's been in the custody of the Miami-Dade Corrections Department along with her unborn child. Now, Michael O'Brien, father of said unborn child, has filed a petition claiming the baby has not been charged with a crime and is having its due process rights violated.
It's interesting that you can make the argument. I just don't think it's going to fly.
And, well, if you have a really nice judge, he might not at least laugh while he throws you out.
Or he might say, wait till a kid's born, then apply for custody, you dink.
NBC Miami reported, I don't want the baby to be born prematurely or low birth weight, according to O'Brien. The conditions in the jail are terrible, and I feel she's not getting the prenatal care she should be getting.
Well, that's different than violating the baby's rights.
Pretty much. He seeks the baby's immediate release.
Let me guess, he dreamed this up himself.
Tell you how many lawyers he must have went to come up with this. I'm guessing none.
Yeah.
Officials, I mean, not even the guys on park benches would come up with an idea like this.
No, this is a bad idea.
All right, Saul might, but he's not real. Officials replied that they are reviewing the care Harrell has received to, quote, ensure all prenatal care being provided is appropriate. Nice try.
That would be a great request. Please make sure she's being taken care of.
That I would understand.
Yeah. I get
As
that.
for the rest of it, so they're going to let this much of her out.
Cut a hole in the wall.
Put a little hole, take out one of the bars on the door. Stick a little tummy out there and get some fresh air for the baby. That's the dumbest freaking.
So I'm going to give you a moment. This is a kid's.
Oh my God, I've got a great Northern Ireland one. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
I
don't know if the story's any good, but the name is cool. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm just giving everybody a moment. This is an adult story.
Okay,
we
I'll
good?
Be back when you're done. Okay, go ahead.
No, you're going to want to hear this. Trust me.
Yeah, but it's for adults.
An easily accessible treatment for male erectile dysfunction is coming to the public. This month, the Food and Drug
Every guy now has gone, I know several things that would
that are helpful. This month, the Food and Drug Administration authorized the marketing of the first over-the-counter topical gel for ED to be sold in the U.S. Developed by the company Futura Medical, in clinical trials, the gel worked within minutes, and its effectiveness was compared to prescription-strength pills. Can I just...
No, don't please, because we will wander off so far.
Okay, well, I wasn't going to suggest smearing it on congressional people's backs in the hopes that they would,
grow a spine?
their spine. Yeah.
They have to have one first.
Right. Futura Medical is a UK-based pharmaceutical company. Their flagship development is a proprietary gel technology called Dermasys, and its first launch product based on the tech is a treatment for erectile dysfunction. The ED gel has been codenamed Med 3000, but it will be sold under the name Eruxon.
Oh, no, please. No.
And they utterly missed the most obvious Erox off that they should have come up with.
And we're back to the sophomore locker room.
It's classified as a medical device, which I think is hilarious. and does not require a prescription to obtain.
It's for sale now?
Well, this month.
Because I am pretty sure
authorized
that there are going to be kids all over the country looking for this.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Yeah. Wow. From the Irish Mirror, police in Glen Gormley, Northern Ireland.
Glen Gormley?
Glen Gormley.
Glen Gormley.
Yeah.
Wow. It's got to be a typo.
Pulled over a Mini Cooper.
I love those cars.
Asked the driver for proof and insurance. After rather casually searching around for the document, the driver admitted they didn't have insurance, even though they were sporting a bumper sticker that cheekily asked, "My brakes are good. Is your insurance?"
Probably bought the car used.
That's irony. The car was seized. The driver issued a penalty for the lack of insurance coverage. Dude. Glen Gormley.
Glen Gormley.
Glem, Glem, Gormley. Glen Gormley, Northern Ireland.
Gormley.
Yeah, I believe that's where Sarah Meadows is from, Northern Ireland. And Rory McIlroy.
Ah, the golfers.
Yeah.
Everything goes back to golf.
Whereas Leona Maguire is just from regular Ireland. She would look at this and go, pfft.
Crappy old Ireland, not the good Northern Ireland.
TITR at netradio.network and address it to Scott if you would. That'd be great.
Yeah, and do something about the accent in your handwriting. So
I don't have an accent in my handwriting. I barely have one when I speak.
you're so good at accents.
No, I'm really not, but I like doing them.
This is true, really news. Send email to TITR@netradio.network.